junior, defense LSM, Valley Center High School, Valley Center.
Number 5, Benjamin Smith, senior, midi, Walter Payton College Prep, Chicago.
Number 6, Sutton Yaslino, freshman, play goalie, Central Catholic High School, North Plains, Oregon.
My name's Ethan Hellman. I'm a junior. I play midfield. Went to Dalton High School, and I'm from New York City. Number 8, Wichita Barton High School, North Caldwell, New Jersey.
I'm number 9. My name is John Whiting. I'm a senior playing defense. I went to the Lawrenceville School in New Jersey, and I'm from San Francisco, California.
My name is Alec Mecco, aka Gooberhorse. I'm a junior. My position is a midfielder. I graduated from UWC Atlantic College. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a freshman. I play midfield. Went to Los Altos High School and grew up in Los Altos, California.
I'm number 14, Brian McJanet. I'm a freshman. I played defense. I went to Sagard Prep, and I'm from Menlo Park, California.
Number 16, Reed Findlay, senior attackman. Went to Phillips Academy, Andover. I'm from Sudbury, Massachusetts.
Number 19, Zach Hoffman. I'm a junior and I play LSM. I went to Harker from San Jose.
Number 20, Devin Smith. I'm a freshman. I play midi. I went to Hedgeroyce High School, and I live in Lafayette.
Number 21, Decker Paulmeyer. I'm a junior. Play close defense from Bluffton High School, born and raised in Bluffton, South Carolina.
Number 22, Michael Maffezoli. I'm a junior. I play midi and attack. I went to Riverdale Country School, and I'm from.
Number 23, Mike Mahold, senior defenseman from Dallas, Texas.
Number 27, TC Pettit, junior. I play midi. I grew up playing lacrosse at Loyola High School in LA.
I'm number 29, Cole Gertner, sophomore, midfielder from Portola Valley, California.
Number 31, James Zhang, sophomore, attack for Garden City High School, Garden City, New York.
Number 39, Kyle Haslett, freshman. Play defense, Indianapolis, Indiana, Bishop Richard High School.
Number 40, Davis Payne. I'm a freshman. Play defense, Carl Gibbons High School, straight out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
All right, we're here live in San Luis Obispo for a rare Monday night matchup between the Cal Poly Mustangs and the Stanford Cardinal. This is Mark Lee along with Sean O'Brien coming at you from the lower sports complex. A little bit of a throwback game.
Yeah, it brings us back to the days before they had the turf up in the upper fields. This is where we played, practice and played.
Yeah, and if I understand it correctly, the turf fields up above are all getting replaced this summer, and so that's why we got bumped down here to the grass field. It looks pretty good shape though. Not exactly
as it was when we were down here.
Yeah, not exactly a fast track, but you know, it's grass, and there's not a bunch of sand or anything like that, so it shouldn't impact the game. Might make the ground balls a little bit more of a scrum than it would have been on the turf, but besides that, it should be fine.
Well, we got it's a nice sunny afternoon, evening game. I'm hoping the sun will stay out for at least a good portion of this, and the temperature should remain in the 60s, a little breezy, but should be a perfect playing weather for sure.
Yeah, it could impact the goalies at some point. We'll see how that sunset goes, but besides that, yeah, it should be a nice day. So we got the Stanford Cardinal coming in at 3-5. The Mustangs coming in at 3-7. Both teams unranked, so a little bit of a rarity.
Yeah.
For this matchup to have both teams coming unranked. Definitely not the way they kind of envisioned the 2022 season going for both squads.
I imagine it's all pretty up in the air for a lot of teams just getting back in the swing. And this is the beginning of the conference play, I understand, for both teams tonight.
That's Benny and Huff taking the opening face-off against John Whiting for Stanford. And Whiting comes away with the ball. Stanford settles into their first offensive possession after winning the opening face-off.
It looks like they're a bit of an open set at the moment. Spread out pretty wide.
Yeah, I think that was part of the scouting report, but as they move down into a crease mid-set, but he vacates pretty quickly. So yeah, staying in somewhat of an open set. 11 drives.
Nice save.
That was Manko. Yeah, did you think Baccarizo got a piece of that?
Yeah, he did. He got it.
Actually, that's not Baccarizo. That's Hippensteel getting this start today. So I didn't notice that during warm-ups or during the lineup, but that's Dev Hippensteel out of Washington, D.C., the senior goalie getting his first start of the season, I believe. Could be some different personnel being used for the Mustangs this day on this game. It is their senior night. It's supposed to be on Saturday, but this game got moved apparently because of some illness issues with the Cardinal.
The team had the flu.
The team had the flu.
Looks like they've shook it off pretty well on that shot.
Yeah, that's outside bouncer from Brian Hanley, the Cardinal senior. He's their main face-off guy, and also has 17 goals on the season with 0 assists. So I'm going to guess he's not going to be dishing it much, and probably want to pay attention to him on the offensive end. And I wonder if I had that first face-off wrong, but I swear it was 9. But now it's Hanley going to take the face-offs, and he's got a 67% win record. So he's probably the key to this game as he drives through the center of the field after winning the face. Yes, Stanford 1-0.
Yes, correct.
Shot from the Cardinal deep hole. Hayden Hoffman. Not sure that actually got to the goal. It looked like it might have ricocheted off one of the Cal Poly defenders. So Stanford settling into their second possession. Mustangs yet to see the ball on offense. And that could be, I mean, certainly I think the Mustangs are favored in this game, Sean, but that face-off matchup is going to be interesting because Hanley's got quite the record, 67%. He also has 17 goals, so he's not a Fogo by any means.
Well, we'll have to see whether Cal Poly's defense can stand the test and get the ball down to the offensive end.
Cal Poly with some good aggressive defense up towards the midfield line comes away with the ground ball. That's Miklajeski playing at the midfield today. He's a midfielder by nature, but he's played a lot of attack this year, so that might be another slight change for the Mustangs.
Cal Poly's getting into a settled offense. I think that they need to get their offense moving and get the defense shifting in order to make some opportunities for themselves.
McLean Schultz on the drive, dishes it off to.
It wasn't a terrible shot, actually.
Well, that was Trageser right off the pipe, corner of the top corner.
Ball's out, going Cal Poly.
For all those fans out there, we're going to miss some of the calls tonight just because we've got Stanford players right in our face blocking our view. So we'll get around them as best we can, but there might be a few instances. Yeah. There's Trageser.
Point blank.
Trageser to Matti Toivola for the goal. That was good ball movement. Nice look as the Mustangs even up the score. 1-1.
They seem pretty comfortable on offense too, which is the key. They didn't seem to be rushed or frazzled. So if they can work their matchups, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, and then if you look at we got the starting attack right there with, and that probably explains why Miklajeski is at the midfield. You've got Toivola, Trageser, and Nick Hughes getting the start today on senior day. All three seniors. So that's real nice from Coach Dabrio, getting his older guys into the game right from the beginning, and it pays dividends with the first goal of the game.
Good. Cal Poly comes up with the ball on the takeaway.
That's Hoblitzel.
An easy clear for Cal Poly. Just get it down and get it settled and swap out your personnel, folks.
Yeah, that's going to be the key, I would think, for the Mustangs is, Stanford's one of those teams where they always have quality players. They just usually don't have a ton of them. And so it's a situation where
had a turnover.
Yeah, I think they're calling it offsides. To finish that thought, it's a situation where you can really kind of pressure Stanford, kind of wear them down over the course of the game. I know that was often our strategy.
Yeah.
To just run numbers at them until they dropped and ride hard, which they just did. Trageser gets the bat.
Coming up White.
Restart. Yeah, Trageser failed to wait for the actual whistle because he had a really open look.
The officials reversing the call. It was off White, going red is what he said.
All right, so now back to Cardinal.
Well, I have no doubt that Coach Bobby has that on his game plan, that just to really work these guys hard because they don't have a lot of depth, and if you can tire them out, their key players, then you'll get an advantage. Cal Poly does have quite a bit of depth on their bench, and even at the skill level too. So
yeah, and if they really are suffering through the flu or whatever that reason was for the Saturday for the delay of the game, obviously that's going to impact them as well. That's Collins pressuring the ball out wide. But Spencer Paul, that's Dash Sai, makes him pay for the pressure. Puts it in. So Dash Sai on the goal there, unassisted. Deals with the Cal Poly pressure and puts it in. Looks like we got Guy Lyons on the face. He's been their main face-off man for the Mustangs this season.
I think a lot of their attack are looking just to dodge and go right to the cage as opposed to doing any dishing.
Lyons won the clamp, but Hanley was able to get the ball out away from him and pick it up himself. So Hanley with another face-off win. It's almost a rarity these days to see a face-off guy stay on and play offense, but Hanley's gonna do that a lot today. You don't build up a 17-goal resume without playing some 6-on-6. You're not going to get 17 straight face-offs.
Well, he's got to be in shape. Clearly, that's a lot of energy getting up and down for those face-offs. And if he has the stamina, then he's a good player. Coach will play him, I'm sure. And given the depth situation, if he's got the capability he's in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it's a high-scoring game, if he can keep up that pace. A little different if it's a 5-4 affair. Nice pickup for the Mustangs. Toivola over to Trageser, who hits top corner.
Nice fast break.
That was a beautiful transition from the Mustangs.
Well, here we go on the replay. Dish off from the pole to the attackman on the wing and just give it a rip. That's I'd call that textbook.
Yeah, that was Rako's up to Toivola cross crease feed to Dom Trageser for his second goal. Ties it up at 2-2.
All tied up. And that's a hallmark of what Cal Poly's been known for, is being aggressive on offense and pushing the tempo and fast breaks whenever they can.
Lions wins the clamp again, and then this time he gets the ball as well. So Mustang, I think that might be their first face-off win of the day.
Yep, it is.
So that's a good sign. If Lions can kind of neutralize Hanley at the face-off dot, that's going to go a long way in giving the Mustangs the overall advantage for this game. I think that Stanford's really going to need to have a good winning percentage at face-off to stay in this game.
Well, if their face-off guy's been on there for 5 face-offs now and been on midfield runs, he's going to get tired for sure.
That's a
kind of takeaway by Stanford.
Yeah, Nick Hughes kind of bobbled the ball and couldn't get it back. We're going Cardinal. Cardinal clear successfully and settle in.
I showed proper amount of patience and get it across when the opportunity allowed.
Yeah, their games have been pretty low scoring, so I imagine they're going to play a pretty deliberate style of lacrosse, having only 20-ish guys compared to most rosters at 30+ these days. Not that they don't have the ability to go at a fast pace, I just don't know if they'd survive for the full 60 minutes.
Well, the shot clock has changed the game in that regard, because you can certainly slow the pace down for a couple of minutes before you get a stall warning, and now you have 80 seconds.
Yeah. Mustangs definitely being a little more aggressive on their defense, extending further than I've seen them this season. It's going to be one of those that it'll pay dividends at times, and they might give up a few goals by stretching out. Hanley fights through traffic. That's a
failure
shot
to
clock.
advance.
Called
the delay of game penalty because he batted the ball away.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough call. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do there, but it was actually more from Syed, threw him the ball clearly after the buzzer, and Stanford guy just kind of knocked it on the ground. But yeah, that's going to be a 30-second technical. Delay game.
That was a tough call. I mean, that's kind of, they could have let it go or not.
Yeah.
He just chose to set an example.
Yeah. All right, we'll see what Mustangs can do with the first EMO of the day. It's the first penalty for either team.
So Miklajewski's starting out with the ball up top.
They're coming out in a little bit of an open set for the Mustangs. Feed to Miklajewski, who passes it to Trageser and passes it out of passes it out of bounds. So Mustangs unable to get a shot off on their first man up opportunity.
That's a sad, unforced error. That's be nice to be avoiding those.
Yeah. Never want to throw the ball away when you're not under pressure on man up.
Well, I think I just saw Stanford offside for a couple seconds, but the official missed that one.
11 for Stanford drops the pass, and Stanford's able to get it back though. Cardinal work it around the perimeter. Manko on the drive, coming off the pick. Tries to feed the crease, but it wasn't really there.
Bit of a forced
Hippen,
pass. So
yeah.
I got a good outlet pass. We got a potential fast break in front of us.
Flaherty bringing it down himself. Dishes off to Toivola. Over to Trageser, who goes for the low to high and sails it high this time.
Just a wee bit high.
Yeah. Nice look from Flaherty. Off of a really nice outlet pass from Hippensteel to get that fast break going.
Almost identical to the last fast break they scored on, actually.
Yeah, I just want to see Trageser put that one on cage there. Stanford keeper hasn't shown us a ton so far, and he's getting receiving the pass from Toivola. Goalie's had to move in his goal. I think he just put that one on. It's probably going to go in, but he'll get another chance, and he's got their other 2 goals, so he's one of their main offensive stars, that's for sure. McLean Schultz with the ball, driving the wing. That's Kramer.
Got a man down for Stanford. And the ball, dead ball, they'll call an official timeout.
Oh, somebody down with an injury. I didn't see that. It was blocked again. Looks like
he wasn't in the line of play, so they let it continue to play. Number 23.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe twisted his ankle or he's cramping up, one of the 2. So we're going to have a Mustang ball with about 20 seconds on the shot clock. Kramer was able to get the shot off, and but it didn't actually get to the goal. Got tipped away by the Cardinal defender.
Go wide.
Be in a little bit of pain, so it's probably more than a cramp. Might have rolled his ankle. Hopefully he's going to be all right. And, get the game going here in a minute or 2.
On these natural fields, it's a little more undulating than a turf field is.
Yeah.
Well, most turf fields. Some of the ones up at Cal Poly up there had a few little dips and movements.
Yeah, so that's Mike Mahawald out of Dallas, Texas, getting a little assistance off the field. One of the Cardinals' big defenders, so don't think he's going to be back in this game. Don't think it's anything too serious, hopefully, but does look to be limping a bit on his ankle. So we'll see how that impacts things.
Shot clock gets reset, according to the official, due to being a defensive injury.
I don't understand that at all, but okay.
I'd never heard that.
But I didn't coach in the shot clock era, Sean, so that's all new to me as well as you. Toivola over to Knowlton, who drives the wing, takes his own shot and puts a nice little bouncer.
Well, I will say that I've not seen people have that much energy or spurt in them all game. Has a little bit of energy, which probably Cal Poly could stand to use more of.
Yeah, so Knowlton just a drive. Nothing fancy about that. Hard drive down the wing, or actually kind of across the cage. Got to about 12, 10 yards, though. Wasn't, the most powerful shot I've ever seen, but he put it in a nice spot, bounced it outside, and just went over the goalie's shoulder on the bounce. So 3-2 Mustangs.
Those are the shots when you're, as a coach, you're, no, until it goes in. Yes, good shot.
That's Lyons back out there. Looks like Lyons and Hanley are going to be taking the bulk of these today. Ground ball scrum near the Mustang restraining line. Flaherty comes away with the ground ball. Flaherty continuing his yeoman's work on the ground balls. He's one of the Mustang's strongest D-mids. Also has some offensive skills as well, so he's a threat out there. Not just going to pass the ball and run off the field every time. Hughes.
A good, strong D-midi that has the ability to hold the ball and be an offensive threat is worth their weight.
Yeah, well, it's always easier to score in transition, right, and as opposed to a settled 6-on-6. So, yeah, if you got some D-middies that aren't afraid to bring it down through the center of the defense and can actually shoot,
and stick it in there, yeah, and be a threat.
Mike Lejeski taking the same basic dodge that Knowlton just did and also puts it on the ground, but that one goes a little wide. Toivola bringing it in from X. Gets the pick from number 1. That's Keller. There's Keller. Takes it himself. Nice save from the Stanford keeper.
They got a reset on the shot clock. That's good.
Yeah, that one definitely went off the goalie. Kramer loses the ball. Battling to get it.
There's got to be something going on in there.
Battling to get it back. Gets flipped up by Stanford number 11, but he's still not able to get it. Hoffman.
Oh, from behind. That's got to be down. Yeah, that's a bummer. Number 28 hit him from behind, maybe a second flag too.
Yep. That was Hoffman from the Cardinal that was able to battle for the ground ball up near the midline, and Mustangs kept the pressure on and eventually fouled him.
Okay, so it was a technical foul, not a personal, just 30 seconds in the Hooskow.
Yeah, this would be the first EMO opportunity for the Cardinal. Yeah, obviously you never want to have a man down if you can help it. But I at least like to see the Mustangs just being a little more aggressive out there today. Penalties are going to happen sometimes. They were fighting for the ball.
It wasn't a heinous penalty, but he was getting in there and trying to scrum it up. Well, that was a missed pass.
Cardinal in a 2-3-1. Over to the wing, back down through X. Send in some cutters from top center, and then tried to go for the second cutter, but it wasn't really there.
A penalty released.
Shot on the wing from Hellman, but a nice save from Hip and Steel. And Mustangs kill that penalty. So yeah, good sign for the Mustang defense. Long pass to Flaherty from Collins. And we got about 2 minutes left in the quarter, and Mustangs will bring it down for another offensive set. Looks like Mick Lejeski's back at his spot that he's been at most of this season at X. McLean Schultz driving on the left wing. Took a really low angle shot that
I thought that hit the net inside, but I wasn't on the JLE.
It hit 2 pipes. McLean Schultz gets it back. Oh, and they take advantage of the unsettled situation, and that was Wesley Elliott on the finish. So that was a good job of, Schultz took the shot, seemed to ping off 2 pipes. We'll check it on the highlight here. Gets it over to Elliott on the unsettled situation, who just
went high to low.
Yeah.
I think Coach Dabrio was telling his team that just dip and dunk or go high and low and get this goalie off his foot.
So here's Beniam Huff out to take another face-off. He took the opening one. Maybe he's taken a couple by now. One of the many Mustang seniors today. They're getting a little more, dividing the playing time up a little bit to get these guys some reps in what could be their last game here on the Cal Poly campus. I believe they might have the opportunity for a home game.
All right, Cal Poly's getting in and roughing it up a bit.
Huff with the big hit. Oh, flag.
So something from behind, I'm sure, the flag down.
That was a big hit from Huff. That hit looked clean, and then something else came in. I'm not sure what the call is going to be.
I'm not sure if it's flag down is going to be a time serving penalty.
Oh, they did call Huff. Yeah, unless there was something I didn't see, it just looked like a big hit on the sideline, but from the front and not high.
I think that was a little aggressive call.
All right, so this one's going to be a minute.
Loose ball push would have been more appropriate.
Cardinal in an open set to start. Been sending their top center cut into the crease. We'll see what play they've drawn up this time.
Well, they have a full 60 on this.
Yeah, so they're taking a little more time. There's the cutter, and there's the second cutter, who I think is what their look is. Nice check. Nice check from Joe Johnson on Hanley as he was about to make the pass, sends the ball out of bounds and gives it back to the Mustangs. So just a nice, well-timed check. Disrupted the pass, gets the ball back, and Cal Poly will try to kill this penalty.
They're counting down the period.
Trageser takes a last-second shot, which wasn't a wise decision if the penalty was still in effect.
So yeah, who was in the penalty? We're man down. Cal Poly's man down. That's right. The official said it's a loose ball, so it'll be a face-off.
Yeah, so I think the penalty still has a few seconds left. If Trageser would have held the ball there would have been no face-off, would have gone straight to the Mustangs. So as a senior, he should probably know that rule at this point. And he probably knows the rule, but he may not have realized that the penalty was still being
So
served.
if the penalty is against you and you have the ball, you will get it at the...
Whoever has it, either team.
Oh, yeah, it's a missed opportunity.
All right, so what ended the first quarter? That was a pretty action-packed quarter out there. Good effort from both squads. 4-2 Mustangs.
Well, as I mentioned, this is the beginning of their conference play for both teams. This is WCLL South, correct?
Yeah, so they only have the 4 teams in each division within the WCLL. So it's Stanford, UCSB, Mustangs, and Dominican. Oh, wait, no, maybe there's... Do I have that right? Yeah, I think there's only 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 of 8 teams make the playoffs. So this game is really critical because essentially, if you win this game, you're probably at least going to get into the first round of the WCLL playoffs. And then the loser is gonna
have to fight.
Yeah, have to fight to actually make it.
Because who's in this one? It's Cal Poly, UCSB,
Santa Clara, and
Santa
Dominican.
Clara. Santa Clara is actually doing quite well.
Yeah, but then they just lost to Dominican. So they started off well. They upset Cal, but yeah, lost to Dominican, and I want to say they lost. There was another one in there, but I can't recall who it was. Yeah, and then the other one would be Cal, Sonoma. Let's see.
Stanford.
No, Stanford's in the South.
Okay.
Who's the other two? Yeah, we'll check that. We'll check that at the break. But needless to say, the point is this: almost every 6 of 8 teams in the WCL are going to make the playoffs. So,
now's the time to play your best lacrosse.
Yeah. So despite the Mustangs' 3-7 record and the Stanford's 3-5 record, they still have a definite opportunity to at least make the league playoffs. And it's such a wide open year with Santa Clara beating Cal, and Cal beating everyone else, but Dominican beating Santa Clara. So, I don't think either of these teams are out of the picture yet. Goalie
has a equipment issue.
Couldn't have been bothered to tie a shoe at the quarter break, I guess. Sometimes it's the smartest kids that lack common sense, Coach. Oh,
that'll play well.
He's got some other issues. Not sure what's going on here.
Oh, it's a mouth guard.
Mouthpiece. That's got to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so that'll be Mustang ball.
Now he's got to get his stuff back on. He's not ready.
Yeah. So that's Costas.
Okay.
Costa swim dodges through the 2 men to kill the penalty, and so now the Mustangs will take over. Yeah, that was
all even.
That was an interesting little scenario. No mouthpiece, and his shoe was untied. And if I sound a little bitter, Coach, I still remember the year where Stanford forgot their jerseys for a playoff game, and we had to play them with their practice jerseys, and they didn't have numbers on them. So yeah, I'm gonna give them a little bit of crap for lacking common sense at times, despite the obvious academic prowess for anyone that got into Stanford.
Yeah, I would say scholarships, but no, that's not the case here.
Looks like Stanford in a zone right now, trying to slow the Mustangs down. A long outside shot.
That's got to be a 22-foot shot, 22-yard shot.
Yeah, it was out there. And it wasn't particularly fast, but it still almost went in. It was a decent bouncer, but I'm not sure that that's what Coach is going to be looking
He almost
for.
saved on the second bounce.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that's actually who he's passing to.
Well,
Good aggressive ride from the Mustangs. Gets the ball back. That's Hart, the one who just took the long shot. He's able to break up the Cardinal clear and get the ball back to the Mustangs. I think that's probably a big part of the Mustangs scouting plan today is try to wear them down, try to break up those clears.
They make them earn the clear.
Yeah, get some extra possessions and possibly some unsettled transition looks. Trageser sneaks open, puts it in. Yeah, that Trageser is going to be the key to the zone. He's the best off-ball cutter on the Mustangs for sure. One of the better ones we've had in this program.
Here we got the replay.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just feed from X as Trageser
He just moved. He just moved across the crease. Well, that makes it for an easy scouting for the other team if you have one major threat.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be their only one, but he's certainly the guy in the crease that knows how to move. That's Piavis on the faceoff. And it looks like, still Hanley for the Mustangs. He is going to wear down at this rate. But out there for now, see if Piavis can push him out of bounds. And I think Stanford got a timeout before he got pushed out. All right, so we got a break in the action here in the second quarter. Are we at 5-2, Coach?
Yep, 5-2.
5-2 Mustangs. That's a hat trick for Trageser already. Yeah, so that's always a good sign. So Cardinal came out in the second quarter after botching that. They still had some time in the man up, but because of their goalie not being ready, ball went to the Mustangs. They killed that penalty, and Stanford went into the zone, and the Mustangs took one long, unwise shot, but then on their next possession, just an easy feed from X right onto the
shuffle
crease.
step in the zone to get wide open and bang. That'll deflate your team pretty quickly if you get a couple mental errors.
Yeah, it's one thing to give up a goal on the zone from a nice outside shot and you just tip your hat and move on. But if you can't cover the crease man on the zone, then your zone's probably not very good.
Yeah.
Especially after that was one pass. That wasn't some elaborate ball movement.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything really extravagant or how do I say it this way? Well organized on either offense or defense. It's I'm not seeing a lot of off-ball movement on either squad yet, and just a few plays where people look like they're aggressive and have a hop in their step. So,
yeah, both teams on their 6-on-6 anyway. It's mostly been midi drives. Some of that's been dictated to Stanford because the Mustangs have been playing out a little further, extending, and sometimes all you can do is drive past your own man and try to find an open guy or take the shot yourself. Yeah, I'd say the key so far has been the Mustangs' transition. Their transition offenses look nice. Good cross crease feeds, finding Trageser wide open. He actually could have had a fourth goal on a pretty wide open shot. So good transition from the Mustangs, giving them the lead. And the Cardinal try to battle back. That was Dash Sai again on the drive. I'm not sure if that was actually a shot, but apparently it was.
It's hard to tell. We got the team in front of us again.
Yeah, little blocked. Cy drives the ball himself. Pretty big kid, Cy. He's got some size, not afraid to take the ball to the rack himself. I am 99% certain that is Joe Cy's son, the Alibaba co-founder and owner of the Brooklyn Nets. So some fame out here on the field today, Coach.
Not bad.
And as I say that, Cy bobbles the ball, but he gets it back.
Oh, I got down to 15 on the shot clock. Let's see what. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was just a hard drive through traffic.
At 33.
Yeah. Hoffman. Low angle shot. And as the shot clock was winding down, I think that's one you're hoping that your goalie's going to save for you.
Now, it wasn't a very, as I mentioned earlier, not trying to bag on any one team, but not very complex offense. It was a feed to 33. He did some dodges and moves and then just ripped a shot, and it was probably, 7 yards out.
Yeah, low angle. Yeah, the double came, and they just didn't come hard enough. There's Lyons on the face. That's Hanley still out there, and
he's dominating out there on the faces.
Yeah, he's certainly, just from looking at the stats, you could tell that he was going to be one of the keys to the game, since he's again winning faceoffs at a 66% clip, and then also has 17 goals himself. Doesn't have a single assist, so you would think he could kind of game plan that and just send the double at him early. And I'm sure that Mustangs have talked about that. 11 with the drive down the wing, tries to get back to the middle, gets a shot off. That's Alex Manko. He's been pretty heavily involved in the game today. Cy at X gets dispossessed. Probably going to get called for playing without a stick. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. You got the illegal procedure going white.
Yeah. He dropped his stick and he's kind of just going back to get his stick, but he impeded the progress of the other player by going to get a stick, so they're going to call that pretty much every time. They kind of have to call that. Nice long pass from the defender.
What are they calling this?
I think that might be Coach Dabrio got a timeout before Miklajewski could get pushed out of bounds. All right, let's take a second and check the clock here. We don't have a visible clock.
It's at 10:14 left in the second. 10:47, and we have Cal Poly up 5-3.
10:47. Okay, that was a long 5 minutes.
maybe they're not starting the clock on time all the time. Who knows?
Yeah, these guys get paid about as much as we do, so there is some
the high income
room
bracket
for error at times. All right, so Stanford hanging tough. Again, we know that they've got some talented players, but they are generally overmatched in numbers. So Cal Poly trying to use that to their advantage, and trying to play a little more aggressive D, it looks like, and just kind of wear them down, make the Stanford players make some bad decisions under pressure.
Well, it's a transition, I think, it can be key if your team is well situated to be aggressive there on the clears and rides. You can succeed on both just through sheer effort.
Yeah, and as you have a goalie that hasn't played a ton this year in the cage for the Mustangs with Hippensteel, and his saves percentage probably right around 500, which is kind of where you want a starting point. He's looked fine on saves, but he's looked really good on outlets. So
yeah,
he can definitely help their transition offense, because he's made some nice passes and gotten things going. So we haven't really gotten to see him much this year. So he definitely looks like he's a good. He can run the clears. He can get the transition going.
Yeah, I think Cal Poly's clears have been pretty good. I don't know what the stats are on that, but they're able to get a quick outlet and get out in front of the ride, which is helpful.
All right, so the Mustangs have a long possession ahead of them, potentially. 67 seconds left on the shot clock after the timeout, and Miklajewski will bring the ball in from the far sideline. That's Hart with the drive. Looks like the Cardinal might still be in that zone. Toivola with the bounce shot, save. the keeper. Again, a hard ride from the Mustangs. Gets the ball back. Miklajewski's.
Now they got the unsettled situation. They got men. Oh, well, they got.
Yeah, that was Miklajewski trying to make the pass to Trageser. I think he might have been better suited to just take that one himself. I think the Cardinal were well aware that Trageser was there, and
they just forced it a bit.
Yeah, Luke might have just been able to take that one on his own. Another check. Oh, they're going to get a loose ball push on that. Yeah, that's probably the easiest call for the refs to make.
What do you call it? Push?
Loose ball push on Mustangs, which is the right call.
Oh, and we have a man down.
Yeah, I think
he'll shake it off.
Yeah, it looks okay. So going to be Stanford ball.
I was leaving his equipment behind.
So we haven't. We talked about the Stanford keeper quite a bit today. I don't think we've actually attempted his name, but I'll do that now. So Soto Yazalino out of Central Catholic High School in Portland, Oregon.
I'll give you credit for that.
He's had a nice game so far. He's not stopping everything, but he's not a liability out there. Besides the fact that he forgot his mouthpiece and didn't tie his shoe at the quarter break.
Small matter, but he's saving the things that he should be saving. Cal Poly's taking some what I would classify as ill-advised shooting, ill-advised shots, and he's able to save those pretty well. I think that he's got some good point-blank shots that we've gotten in, or some pretty strong rippers. So
yeah,
we've scored the goals that were worthy of scoring. So he's holding up pretty well.
And it's like they're throwing some zone, so you don't often play zone if you don't trust your goalie to save the shots that should be saved.
Yeah.
So I think the Mustangs are just going to have to be a little more patient on that, and because obviously they were able to find a wide open Trageser on the one play. So just be a little more patient, make the goalie move in the goal, and see what you can do.
Cal Poly checked, and ball went out of bounds. Cal Poly ball. Now they got the clear.
Ball over to Hippensteel. Makes a long outlet pass. Yeah,
hey, as you're talking earlier, he's spot on with those outlets. That's good. It makes the
Mustangs offside. Dabio really not liking that one. Yeah, that was a dime though from Hippensteel, a long pass to Costa. So. Yeah, he's definitely a good outlet passer.
Slightly
good aggressive ride again from the Mustangs, though. He's able to get the ball back. So
people are a little upset at the offsides. That's another one of those unforced errors.
Yeah, and that's, we all run these complicated patterns these days, and sometimes the players just kind of botch it. Right?
Well, the transition, getting people on and off the field, and whether they're crossing midline or coming out of the box on the sideline, it's not hard to get a foot over line sometimes.
Yeah, and as you well know, as the box coach for a decade, it's the most thankless job on the sidelines for sure. I was always glad that you were there to do that for us because I hated it.
Well, I got to tell you, it's the hardest thing sometimes to count to three guys coming off or three guys going on.
There was a Trageser with the low to high, just missed off to the left. Stays with the Mustangs. That's Elliott on the drive. It's like Cardinal back in a man-to-man. Oh,
there you go.
Good pick
Take
up.
Advantage. He had a few more steps on him, maybe another move.
Yeah,
it was too far out.
It was a good pickup from Knowlton, but again, I don't know that he needed to take that shot right there. And as much as I love the bounce shots, and I'm usually yelling that they should be bouncing, I don't know if the grass surface is it's kind of killing these shots. Oh, that was a.
I think he thought he was in a different color jersey.
Yeah, missed pass.
And he hung a stick and got checked.
Yeah, so that was
I think Coach Dabrio even made that comment that if you hang your sticks, you're going to get checked by this defenseman.
Yeah, so Yazalino passed it right to Miklajewski, who couldn't take advantage and actually got stripped himself. So back to the Cardinal. That was a blown opportunity for sure. He almost could have taken the shot. The goalie was pretty far out of the cage. He almost could have shot when he received
from
it.
midline.
Good aggressive defense from Tanner, and we're going to get another timeout from the Cardinal.
You got 2 timeouts per half. May as well take both of them.
Yeah, a little frantic out there, but I think that's probably the by design for the Mustangs. They want a hectic pace in this game. They want to use their numbers advantage and their athleticism. And it has led to some mistakes from Stanford. That last pass from the goalie was probably the key among them, but Mustangs weren't able to take advantage of that particular opportunity. But they've broken up a ton of Cardinal clear, so I'd say
I'm glad to see the energy level in Cal Poly in particular step up a little bit and look for the frantic pace on the field and make the Cardinal have some unforced errors and take advantage of them. I mean, yeah, it's their season. I'm not going to say the season's on the line, but I mean, if they win this game, they'll have a good chance of making the playoffs, and then it's kind of wide open. But if you get behind the 8 ball, especially at this point in the season, trying to make the WCLL playoff, you got to have a little bit of vim and vinegar in your system to get moving on.
Yeah, I think this is a big game because obviously the record isn't where they wanted to be coming into 2022 for the Mustangs. Being unranked hasn't happened in a long time. Yeah. But it is a wide open year in the WCLL, and they did have a pretty solid trip to South Carolina. They just dropped their game to South Carolina, but was able to kind of bounce back and just rip it was the Seminoles, correct?
Yeah.
So they got a little bit of momentum, and I'm sure they're just thinking about in terms of, hey, we got 3 league games, and we could earn a bye and make it to the Final Four and see where everything goes from there. All right, Cardinal coming out after the timeout. Cy going to bring the ball in from X. Cardinal in a real wide 1-3-2, trying to space the Mustangs out a little bit more probably. Manko with the drive. Over to Hanley, the face-off specialist, or not face-off specialist, the face-off guy who also plays offense.
Face-off midi.
Good defense from the Mustangs, and turnover, and another just nice outlet pass.
If you're making outlet passes like that, you don't have to worry too much about being ridden, but if you got to control the ball so you don't get.
Oh, good hustle from Trageser to make up for a bad pass from a teammate that almost went out of bounds.
You let the Cardinal create a little chaos there for a moment, but Cal Poly gets it back and settles it down. Gets their personnel on the field.
Miklajeski going to hang on to the ball and let the Mustangs get their personnel on the field. Hazlitt, looks like Kyle Hazlitt covering Miklajeski for Stanford. He's a big kid. He's been all over the place. So it looks like he's probably one of their better defenders, number 39, getting the job of covering Miklajeski.
What I like about that particular play is that the pass was made and it was a feed into a shot. I mean, it meant the shot missed. But it's a quick succession, not a catch the pass and let everybody settle in on you, then rip off a shot.
Yeah, McLean Schultz got the quick shot off. I don't know about the low to high in that instance, but Cal Poly with no backup, so it goes to Stanford. Yeah. And they are able to clear despite the aggressive ride from Kramer.
And I thought that was a little bump from behind, but the officials let it go.
Yeah, probably would have called it if he actually dropped the ball, or I think that's one of those.
Yeah, they may have had a play on call, didn't lose advantage.
Yep.
I'm not sure if there was a save or just a ball on the ground.
No, that was Hayden Hoffman trying to drive hard to the goal, but good slides from the Mustang defense. I mean, he didn't really give him much of a choice. He put his head down, and it was clear that he was going to the goal. He's going to be all right. He just got kind of sandwiched between 2 Mustang defenders.
Had a few Stanford heads in my way. Couldn't quite see the play.
Yeah. It was so Hoffman driving the ball himself, tried to go through traffic before the Mustangs were kind of settled on O, and good clean slides from Mustangs to give the ball back to the Mustangs. We'll see if that's I think they'll start the ball on the
outside
wing.
The box.
Yeah, on the wing, but Mustangs will still need to clear the ball. Yeah. Hoffman looks fine, Mom, if you're out there. Just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit, and frankly, I think he just needed a breather.
He'll probably be back in.
Hablitzel up to Knowlton.
And not a lot of contested clears on Cal Poly's side here. They're able to get it over pretty easily.
Yeah, you can almost see a little bit of the steam starting to kind of fade from the Cardinal as the numbers advantage that the Mustangs have starting to take its toll, especially with the aggressive rides. But the score is still tight, so, you know.
It's anybody's game. Doesn't take a whole lot to turn the tides in a game like this.
Yeah, Keller driving on the wing over to Trageser. Oh, that was a sun.
Directly in the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some bad angles here as the sun gets low on the horizon. Not gonna want to pass from the right to the left.
Should have taken man.
Yeah. So that was Elliott trying to pass up to Trageser, bad connection. And then Toivola could have picked the ball up, but he kind of knocked it over the midline, so it was an over and back. Another double team from the Mustangs early. Cy comes out of it though, but the pressure stays on. Yeah, Stanford's they're gonna be a little worn out after this game. Mustangs definitely extending much, much further than I've seen them extend so far this season on the defensive end. Hanley really doesn't come off the field. That's impressive. Got it. Oh, good save from Hippenstill, who gets the clamp. And let's see.
Well, he's actually having a pretty doggone good game.
Yeah. Yeah, even if he gave up a few goals, I mean, his outlet passes alone has really been impressive.
Oh, is he going to throw it?
That was Keller.
I thought that was a trip.
Keller didn't see the guy coming in from the right side. Gets knocked down.
Cal Poly keeps possession. He wants to be attacked.
Yeah, Rako's weaved through traffic with the long pole, gets it over to Miklajeski, who settled it down. I think it's an important possession for the Mustangs. They haven't had a lot to show for a lot of offense in this second quarter, so hopefully they can work the D and find a good opportunity. McLean Schultz is wide. Oh!
I like that. I like that.
Do you think that was so that was Toivola on the goal. McLean Schultz was wide open behind him. I'm not sure who
there were a couple of guys that were wide open. Right on the crease here, we got the instant replay.
I'm not sure who that pass was intended to, but
it was for 9, who was
well, Toivola finished it, but McLean Schultz was wide open right behind him. So anyway, it was a good ball movement, good look.
Look, it could have been for 55.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from my angle, but you're never going to get the attackman to admit that now. All right, so Lyons back out there. See, it's not Hanley. I think that's the first face-off not taken by Hanley.
Nice.
That was
break.
Devin Smith. Flaherty with the ground ball, and the Mustangs pushing the transition off the face-off. Miklajeski finds Trageser, goes behind the back.
BTB.
Stays Mustangs. That was a nice look, and that was definitely.
I gotta tell you that if I'm Stanford defense, I'm feeling pretty winded.
Yeah, that's when you want to use the behind the back. That was a good opportunity. I think Soto might have just gotten a piece of that one. Elliott.
It probably wasn't a bad place to do that either. If there's that was the best opportunity for it.
Yeah, he was definitely running out of angle. So
it wasn't a showboat.
No,
move, I don't think.
Not at all. That was textbook. Toivola with the pickup.
Okay.
Finds Miklajeski, who can't get the shot off.
Well, you know what? That's okay.
I think Cal Poly getting timeout after the frantic play.
It's 6-3 right now with 2 minutes left in the second. 2:02. Well, the temperature is beginning to drop, just as the sun is.
Yeah, and we do have the lights on here at the lower sports complex, but they're not going to help out much at all for a while. So right now, the competition, right to left passes across the field.
Yeah.
The receiver is going to be staring into the sun. Shouldn't affect the goalies too badly, but yeah, it's going to be a little challenging here for a while.
On the upper fields where the turf, there's a eucalyptus grove there that would protect the sun at this point for most of the field there, but we have no protection.
Well, regardless of the outcome of this game, I certainly like the Mustangs' tempo, playing them with a little more intensity than I saw earlier in the season. Definitely a faster pace, a little more aggressiveness, and certainly some of that has to do with maybe the opponent, but it's been a nice brand of lacrosse, and seems to suit the Mustangs well. They've had a lot of transition opportunities. The rides look really good. They've really disrupted the Stanford clear, so pretty good half so far for the Mustangs. And
well, I think to your point, I've seen a lot more crispness and a little more aggressiveness on Cal Poly's offensive side, and I think we're noticing that with Stanford, I think they're wearing down a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a mash unit over here on the Stanford bench. So we'll see how many players they have by the time we get to minute 59. Keller brings it in over to Hart, and then there's McLean Schultz, one of the seniors. Finds Toivola.
That was a ricochet of a Stanford shin.
Yeah.
He'll feel that tomorrow.
Yeah. So Toivola, the 6'3" attackman, decides to drop his stick and go low to low. I don't know if I love that one, but anyway. So didn't even get to the goalie, knocked off one of the Stanford defenders. Sometimes you got to use your advantage, right? Just you're tall. Just bring the shot.
He took the slide.
And there we go. There's Toivola.
Actually Stanford slid, I thought, reasonably well. They were going to double up and hold on to him, and Toivola was just open in the crease enough to take it and dump it quick. So.
Yeah, that was a nice finish from Toivola. He kind of got tied up by the Stanford defender and almost shot that one-handed as his other arm was kind of held on to by the defender. So nice.
He's a big guy. He's able to stand tall at the crease and finish.
Yeah, and he just went straight low to high on that one, and nice goal. Good luck from the Mustangs. Toivola out of Cedro Woolley High School.
Is that Hanley? Yeah, he picked it up again. He's good, no doubt.
Yeah, I think he's only not taken one faceoff so far. So he's a warrior out there, and he's probably the heartbeat of the team, I would guess. And as much impact as one person can have, you need quite a few others to be a successful team at the college level.
As I mentioned earlier, that face-off is a lot of energy. And then if you have to then get back into playing midfield or either offense or defense, that's, kudos to him.
Manko on the drive.
It's like playing football and playing both ways.
About 30 seconds in.
An adjustment that's made at halftime.
Yeah, I'm sure they must have talked about that too, but again, yeah. Wins it, but he has to go back to the goalie because he doesn't have an easy outlet.
Well,
so now
that's good. He didn't force it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Another aggressive ride from the Mustangs. Gets the ball back. I don't know that they'll have much time to do with it. Flaherty. Oh, little Flaherty to jump, but
good save.
Just ran out of time.
So we're halftime. The score is Cal Poly 7, Stanford 4.
Yeah, nice half from the Mustangs. They'll regroup at the half, and we'll see you. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes. right, we're back here getting ready for the start of the second half. We got the Mustangs up 7-4. And Sun has ducked behind Bishop's Peak, so we shouldn't have any more turnovers caused by bad sun angles. And then the lights are kicking in and will take us through the rest of this game. This is Mark Lee here with Sean O'Brien. Sean had to step away for a minute, but he'll be back with us shortly. And we're going to get geared up for the second half. So check the stats at the halftime. I could have sworn that Trageser had a hat trick, but they had him with 2 goals, and they had Toivola with the hat trick. So the attack has been the dominant force so far, with Trageser and Toivola getting the bulk of the goals. And we'll see where we go here in the second. Key for Stanford has really been number 8, Brian Hanley. He's their do-it-all midfielder. He's taken, I think, all but 1 face-off. Scored some goals on some power drives through traffic. So he's keeping them in this game so far. And he's going to have to kind of carry the load, I think, to help Stanford try to make a comeback. And here we go, Piavis against Hanley, and Hanley wins it pretty cleanly as the Stanford Cardinal going to take the first offensive possession of the second half. Hanley will stay on the field. Smith with the drive, passes it off to Ethan Hellman. Drives down the wing, tries to get back to his left, but he doesn't actually want his left. Drives the right wing, hangs the stick and gets checked away. That's still Hippensteel in the cage for the Mustangs. Had a solid first half. Not sure what his save percentage was, right around 500, but really nice on the outlet passes, led a lot of fast break transitions. And Trageser.
That was a 6.5, 7-yard shot.
Yeah, that was just Stanford napping on defense, because that was from Piavis over on the wing. I'll check the replay.
That's just a catch and shoot.
Yeah, if you're going to lose track of somebody as the Cardinal defense on, as you kind of settle into your 6-on-6, it's not Trageser. Yeah.
No. That's just presence of mind on the field. He's not running, he's stepping. He steps to the open area, catches and shoots, and makes it work.
Yeah, there's nothing like a guy that knows how to play without the ball. Probably the hardest thing to coach, and you love those players that know what to do. Don't have to have the ball on the stick to be an impact on the game. Oh.
Ooh.
What?
There was a whistle. There's interference on Stanford. Goes to Cal Poly. That was before the shot.
Yeah, after praising Hippensteel for his outlet passes, I believe that was his pass that kind of went to a Cardinal player. But I didn't have the right angle because I had the bench in the way.
Do we know why Baccarizo's not in, or are they just giving
I do not. I did not talk to Coach about that. So I don't know if it's just going with Hippensteel this game because something he's seen in practice. I doubt it's as simple as like it's senior day, because I think Baccarizo's the same year. So maybe just trying to play a little more aggressive defense, and Hippensteel's a little more active in the crease as that 7th defender. Yeah, we'll have to talk to Coach.
Oh, I think we are offsides.
Yeah, took a little.
There goes the flag.
Took a little while for him to make the count, but he gets that done.
Like I said, it's hard to count to 3.
Well, in that case.
Kept it alive for Cal Poly until
Stanford ball. All right, so Stanford gets the ball back, but that just blows it dead as Mustangs will take the man up for offsides.
30 seconds. Let's see if Cal Poly can get the ball around, find the guy that's the shooter, get it in the net. Well, that first half was the warm half.
Yeah, sun has dipped down, gotten a little chilly, at least California chilly, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it's all relative, yeah.
Kramer up to Miklajeski, top center. Skip pass right down to the crease to Elliott. That was a tough handle from Elliott, but he's able to corral it and put it past the goalie.
He's not a tall man, but he got to stick up pretty high.
Yeah, once he got the pass, the finish was the easy part in this one.
See, he's wide open on the crease right here the whole time. Miklajuski just found him, and he handled it. That's good.
Yeah, just Stanford rotating a little too high out of their man up, or excuse me, man down defense, just leaving the guy on the pipe open. Wasn't able to recover in time. And we got Lyons and Hanley back for the faceoff. Whoa. What's the call here?
I don't know. It was a procedure issue, but he missed Hanley getting plowed. He had his back turned.
It's kind of after the whistle, so it would have had to have been a dead ball foul if he was going to call it. But we go Cardinal. Cardinal goes with the ball. Hanley getting pressured.
I'm shocked you shot the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're going to pressure Hanley, far from the cage, you got to be ready to bring the the first slide, because he's just going to run and get his own shot. He likes shooting and has been effective at it, and has been the bulk of the Stanford offense.
Given what the read is, why not send all 6 guys? He's not going to pass it.
Exactly. Cy with the drive round X.
Oh, it's getting chippy. 2's out. 2's out with unsportsmanlike. Oh, is he getting 10 also?
This is going to be a 5-on-5. Well, we'll wait and hear what the call is.
Two fouls on each team. Doesn't matter. Body check for a minute. Two unnecessary roughness.
All right, so that is
offsetting penalties.
Yeah, so the original hit 10 for Cal Poly, and then Cy with kind of the answer got flagged for the unnecessary roughness. So they're both locked in for a minute. We're going to go 5-on-5. I don't know why it would stay Stanford ball. Yeah, exactly. Stanford with the dead ball foul, so ball goes to Mustang, and we'll be 5-on-5 for a minute.
Well, they're giving him a free clear.
Response is always gets penalized a little worse. Even the time was exactly the same on this one, but the dead ball foul gives it to the Mustangs.
All even for they're all even for the duration here until somebody else commits a penalty.
Yeah.
Now, can one of these be? No, they're both locked in. Now, one couldn't be released sooner than the other.
At least if I heard him right.
Yeah, he did. He said they're both locked in. I was going to ask whether if somebody scores, would one get out?
Miklajeski couldn't get the shot
off. Nobody's controlling the ball.
Whoa, that's seemed to be a hit from behind, but no call there. Here's Trageser. Oh, feeds to Miklajeski, and they can't connect. That was wide open. Those 5-on-5 opportunities, I always like those as the offensive coach. You just got a little more space.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good opportunity. Not as good as a man up, obviously, but it's a little easier to find openings on a 5-on-5 set versus 6-on-6. Both penalties about to be released.
They may have how many guys on the field? 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're good. Thought for a moment that they had too many guys out there. A lot of people leaving the box at one time.
Yeah. All right, so Mustangs got the first 2 of the second half. Stanford going to have to make a run here to try to keep this one in reach. There's Cy with the ball. Gets it over to 33.
That would have been a good move, except he fell.
Yep.
I think he's the one with the twisted ankle.
Again,
earlier.
nice aggressive defense from Hoblitzel. Then runs the transition. Trek.
Just settling it up. Can get the settled offense.
They definitely thought about that transition opportunity, but they couldn't find an opening, and then they'll settle in. Here's Hart with the ball. Cohen driving down the wing against the short stick. Slide comes quickly. Yeah, I'm not sure who Cohen was looking for on that pass.
Mustangs with an aggressive ride here.
Yep, here's Hughes coming after the goalie. Hazlitt's able to get the ball up, but they can't connect.
Gets kind of unsettled down there, out of bounds.
It's
Nope.
Sy and Collins in the scrum. Timeout.
Stanford calls timeout to settle the chaos.
Yeah. A little risky. I mean, in third quarter, it's probably going to want that at some point in the fourth quarter if they are able to make any kind of a comeback. But you've just seen enough, Coach Jepson of the Cardinal running around trying to settle the ball. So calls a timeout and tries to slow his team down a bit.
Well, and give his guys a breather, because with that kind of running going on back and forth, everybody gets tired. Cal Poly's got the personnel to swap in. I think Stanford with a few injuries and and the flu.
Yeah.
They may not have the gas tank full.
Yeah, the ride in the second half from the Mustangs has been just as aggressive as the first half, and then that's probably been the key to the game. Is they've disrupted a lot of Stanford clears, and probably had the bulk of the possessions despite Hanley's I wouldn't say dominance at the face-off, but he's certainly he's winning the overall battle.
Yeah.
He's probably around 60% on the day, so that's
or better. I think it'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, again, his season percentage is right around 65%. He's probably somewhere right around there today.
So I think Cal Poly's keeping the ball on offense a little longer, wearing down Stanford's defense, which will take its toll.
Hard to know how many of the parents stuck around for a Monday night game. Again, this game was supposed to be on Saturday, but got delayed due to some health issues on the Stanford team. Parents' night on Saturday, and the dinner and the auction still went on. And I'm sure there's a few that were able to hang out, but most probably have to get back to the real world on Mondays, just like everybody else.
There's some fans up there who've got big heads of their favorite player waving around here and there. So there's some family members.
Yeah.
But I see a precipitous exit of people with shorts on the hill.
It is getting a little colder out here. It's the sun's gone down. Oh, over the head check on side does not work. Side gets another one for the Cardinal. Bring him back within reach.
He read the defensive move and ducked under. Here's an over the top, and he tucked and rolled and just finished off strong. Good move.
Yeah, I understand the attempt there from Collins. He was going for the takeaway, and he did have the slide. The slide was just a little bit late, so I was able to bury it.
There was a slide. I didn't.
Well, there was a slide man there available, let's put it that way, but he didn't get there in time.
That needs a better coordination on defense. Defense is definitely a team sport.
So Hanley won the face, but pressure from Mustangs causes the turnover. Mustangs bring it down on offense, but are having trouble corralling the ball. Now Coach D'Abrio gets timeout. Everyone's going for the early third quarter timeouts today.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you. So you said that Hanley won the face-off, but Cal Poly came up with it. The stat for face-offs, is it based on him getting he doesn't have to get controlled when the face-off. What's the detail there? 'Cause that's a nuance.
Yeah, it is a challenging statistic to take, but I believe if you read it very closely, they only have to win possession and essentially take a few steps. So you don't need to get it on your offensive side of the field to officially win the face-off. So there's plenty of times where the face-off stats are a little misleading if you have a guy who may win it temporarily but then quickly turns it over. So
but it never was a settled win, right? He just gets it, it's still a scrum, and then it comes popping out. He gets the win, but yet
yeah, I don't think there's, like, for that one, that instance, that was definitely a face-off win from Hanley because he picked up the ball, ran 3 or 4 steps, and then just the pressure caused a turnover. So then there'd be a caused turnover by the Mustangs. But yeah, the tough one is when they win it, they win the clamp and barely have possession. And yeah, if you look at the MCLA stats, there's not a game where both teams' face-off wins and losses line up correctly. So there's it's a little up to interpretation on who's
nebulous
face-offs. Yeah.
Okay, that wind's starting to come across the field.
All right, Trageser brings the ball in, gets a pick from Kramer. That's Trageser with a shorty on him.
And he wants the ball back, I'd imagine. See, that's a shot that is not one I'd advise.
Yeah, that was Knowlton high to high.
Well, he played catch with the goalie.
Yeah, pretty easy save.
And the goalie was staring him down the whole time. So that's where you got to kind of draw a slide and dish to somebody else and let them do work.
Hazlitt to Manko up to the LSM Delano for Stanford. And the Cardinal will settle in. Stanford offense really looked like it depends mostly on Dash Sy at the X and Hanley at the midfield. Haven't seen a lot of contributions from others. So it should be fairly easy for the Mustang defense to kind of key onto that. There's a shot from Hellman.
I'm seeing, I'll call it a settled offense, but I don't see a lot of movement off ball right now. They're not challenging the defense because their offense isn't moving much. There was a bit of a play that was drawn where a guy collapsed in a bit but didn't quite open space up. So it seems like it's an individual effort offense.
I don't know if there's been many assisted goals from Stanford. It's all been power drives through traffic if necessary, which has been necessary.
LSM coming out of the box just caught Cal Poly off guard and smacked his stick.
Yeah, Delano caused turnover. Up and then, Manko just able to corral the ball before it goes back over the midline. Yeah, we'll see if Stanford can draw something up a little more, a little different. Manko.
We had a slide.
Manko drives into
Cal
traffic.
Poly did a good slide there. Here we go. Now in transition.
Hoblitzel brings it down. Johnson trailing. Back the give and go to Hoblitzel. I think he would have been better suited to look for the trailer.
Goalie's out. Make him pay.
Johnson can't quite get the shot off.
He had glory in his eyes.
Yeah.
Number 26.
Hart's able to get the ground balls. A lot of pressure still from Hazlitt from Stanford. He's had a lot of energy all day, kind of leading that Stanford defense. Hazlitt out of Indianapolis. Stanford's always got a geographically diverse roster.
Yeah.
Guys from all over the country.
I think they have a bigger draw.
I think I've heard of Stanford. Is it well known? What's it known for? But yes, a lot of interest from all over the world for that institution. Hughes is able to get the ground ball.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Elliott drives the wing, feeds to Miklajeski.
Boom!
Miklajeski with the low to high, low angle shot, but he did a good job of using his own defender as a screen, or the guy defending him as a screen. I'm not sure the
We'll see the
Stanford
replay.
Goalie ever saw that one.
He took the feed. He was also looking to refeed somebody so that the goalie wasn't locked into him for shooting. Then he just ripped right on the defender. That was a good shot all around.
Yeah, nice finish for the Mustangs. So that was low in the shot clock, and Miklajewski didn't have any choice really. He had to get that shot off. Huff with the clean win against Devin Smith, taking advantage of having Hanley out of there. Huff going for the power drive himself. Could have had a shot there, but dishes it off. Nice job from Huff.
Okay. Cal Poly is going to get the personnel on the field.
Cal Poly energetic on the sidelines. I think they're going to look to try to take control of this game about now.
I got to handle that. It's in the clovers over there.
Yep. Hughes under pressure is able to get it back over to Miklajewski. Up to McLean Schultz, who's going to drive against the shorty on the wing. Takes a shot. Good save from the goalie. Good save from Sutton. Oh, you know what? Maybe it wasn't Sutto. Maybe my roster is cut off. It's probably Sutton. Sorry there, Mom and Dad Yazzolino. That would have been a lot easier for me if I would have known there was an N on the end. Looks like Cal Poly throws it away. Or excuse me, Cardinal
Sutton
throws it away. All right, Sutton. That makes more sense. Kramer with the ground ball.
See if the transition can be efficient.
Hoblitzel with the long pass to Flaherty.
A game like this with this level of transition energy will favor the team with depth.
Yeah, Mustangs definitely won the battle between the boxes. They've had a few blown clears themselves, but they've disrupted the Cardinals' clears to a much higher percentage. It's Piavis driving against the shorty on the wing.
Get the ball to X. He was going to feed.
Miklajewski with the drive from X.
And I don't understand why there wasn't a Cardinal slide. I mean, there was a defender right on crease. We'll see it here.
Yeah,
number 30.
Lack of communication from the Cardinal defense. One guy heading the wrong way, and the other guy couldn't get across.
Didn't know who was a slide.
Yeah. I kind of had the Cardinal hung up. And that's why Miklajewski got moved to X, is he has that ability to drive the ball himself around the crease area. They were kind of missing that aspect of the game, I think, with some of their other attackmen. So he's doing exactly what he was supposed to do on that play.
Yep. His eyes were open to the field to find a feeder, but then voila, he was over GLE and nobody was coming at him.
Yeah. Nice hitch, and Mustangs take the 11-5 lead. Starting to take control of this game. Feels like the next goal or two might kind of
solidify.
Yeah.
If a couple goals come for Stanford, then it's a game.
Brady DeGarens gets the shot off, hanging his stick just a little bit. Got his shot disrupted. McLean Schultz dishes to Toivola, who's wide open on the crease. Goalie makes the save though. Sutton on the save there.
Well, he's earning his stripes tonight.
Yeah, Toivola couldn't have been more open.
I mean,
with his toes on the crease.
He had 6 inches, yeah. Okay, where's the hustle? Who's got the hustle? And it's still bouncing around like a pinball.
Yeah. Hoblitzel gets the ground ball. Nice GB from Hoblitzel. Probably leads the Mustangs in ground balls, besides maybe Lyons as the faceoff guy.
If the Mustangs had the ability to keep the pressure on and keep their Stanford guys on the field. I think they did trap a couple of the Stanford guys. Cal Poly was able to transition some of their new offensive men on.
Another shot
Wow.
from Toivola, another save from Yasolino.
It's a highlight evening.
Yeah, he's got Toivola's number here in the second half, because that was 2 point-blank shots saved in a row.
And those 2 points would have probably sealed the game up pretty well.
Yeah. James Hamilton from Stanford tried to just run through a Mustang defender, and it didn't work for him. Time winding down here in the third quarter. It's Elliott at X going against the shorty. Finds Toivola again. This time they can't connect.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Time's going to wind down on the quarter.
2, 1.
There you have the countdown.
Another frantic, hectic-paced quarter, and again, advantage to the Mustangs. I think that pace of the game is to their liking and to their design, honestly, because they've been sending their defenders on those rides, bringing them up to pressure the Cardinal clear, and it's been effective.
So certainly that transition game is as the face-off's advantage to Stanford, Cal Poly's advantaged on the transition game wholly on both sides of that transition. So I think of the two, that favors Cal Poly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a breakaway game. I mean, there's 6 goals is not insurmountable if Stanford can find the right mojo and the right mode. And if Cal Poly gets complacent, I'm sure Stanford can take advantage of that. So.
Yeah, I think the question in this case is just who's going to put those goals in for Stanford. I haven't seen anyone really besides Hanley 8 and Cy at X Attack that are really capable of kind of taking over the game. So do they have any energy left to kind of try to will this team back into a tight contest? I'm going to guess, from what I've seen, that if this first goal goes Cal Poly's way, I think we're going to start seeing it open up a little bit.
Tumble.
But yeah, if they can get one back in, and they might be able to scrape their way back into this one.
Well, what I'd like to see on Cal Poly's part is just a strong defensive performance. I think they're doing great, right? They're holding off Stanford, but I don't think Stanford's challenging them very much. Stanford's on their feet. They're on their heels on their offensive sets. So our defense isn't having to move much. I would like to see some faster doubles and maybe a little more dominant performance, because I think it's a vulnerability that can be exploited.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything from Stanford that indicates to me that they're going to be able to string together 5-6 passes in a row and find the wide open guy. So the defensive philosophy at this point has to be stop those 2 big goal scorers, because those are the guys that are probably trying to go to the rack. Yeah, if Hoffman or Manko want to try to take it to the rack, I think the Mustangs live with that. But if it's Hanley or Cy, then you got to send the double team early and at least get the ball out of their stick. Piavis and Hanley, and I think Piavis thought he had it, but the ball was still at the dot, and Hanley gets another face-off win. Ben Smith with the ball. Over to Hellman, who's been one of the other offensive players that has driven and looked for his own opportunities. But it's been mostly the Hanley and Cy show.
Well,
Piavis with good short set defense.
Individual performance.
Yep.
That was a good long pass. Cal Poly's sideline is getting pretty excited. I think they're seeing some good things. They're seeing the aggression that they want to see.
Yeah, they haven't had a ton to cheer about this year in a season that, I'm sure they had super high expectations.
Flag down. I can only imagine it's offsides.
Yeah. or 7 men.
Yeah, I got a bunch of red shirts down there. One too many.
So they work against the extra defense, and Piavis sails one halfway to Morro Bay.
That's a 30-second penalty, and let's see if Cal Poly can capitalize or just simply maintain possession.
Number 20, offside, 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity right here for the Mustangs. Just kind of put this game out of reach. I know that we still have a lot of time in the fourth quarter, but from looking over at the Cardinal bench, there's some tired guys out there.
Yeah.
They don't have a deep team, and I don't even think, they're running all of the ones that they do have. So,
yeah.
A goal here.
Okay, we're
Mike Lejeski to Elliott. I couldn't quite tell if that got to Elliott or if it was picked off by the goalie, but
I think it was just in a stick.
It doesn't connect. Cardinal will try to clear under pressure now. So Mustangs get the ball back, but the penalty is cleared, and now we got a pole on a pole in the middle of the field. All right, so Mustangs get the ball back after the missed EMO opportunity, and we'll settle into a 6-on-6 set.
So I don't think the Cardinal have by any means given up.
No, they always play hard. It's just at some point, do they have any energy left? So they're not giving up, but they're going to need a spark to climb back in this at 11-5. Yeah. Here's Hart driving down the wing. Slide comes early. Rolls it back over to McLean Schultz, who can't handle it. And Hazlitt with the GB for the Stanford. Can't make it out of traffic.
Ping-ponging around, up in the air.
Up,
people can land on the ground.
No idea who that one's off. Looks like it's off.
They're giving it to Cal Poly.
Yeah, definitely too many unforced errors for the Mustangs, but I would say that they are at least doing a good job of trying to make up for those mistakes and riding really hard when they make those errors.
Yeah.
But you don't like to see that, that's just a simple rollback from Kramer, I think it was, pass to McLean Schultz. You don't want to see a turnover on just a regular pass along the perimeter. Definitely too far into the season for those kind of mistakes. Elliott tries to do a little too much, but Toivola is able to get the ball back. Finds Elliott, who roll dodges. Oh! That was a good looking shot.
I don't dislike that shot.
Yeah,
that was a nice, got a good angle on the view. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, he did a good job of shooting off of his roll dodge. Yeah. Got a little extra power on it, just sailed that one just above the crossbar.
It was a hidden shot, and
yeah, that one was going in if it was on cage, but just missed. Elliott taking a big hit from Hazlitt. Mick Lejeski.
And drops it in.
Yeah. And he's getting Mick Lejeski with the drive from X after Elliott had drawn the slide. And he does a nice job of just giving him the head and shoulder fake. Looks low and shoots it high. And there it is. We'll see if that cracks this one open, Coach. We'll see if that goal cracks this game open here at 12-5. As I know that the Mustangs would love to kind of run away with this one in the fourth quarter to have a nice senior night on a Monday.
The last game at Cal Poly this year.
Yeah, in all likelihood. There might be some scenario where they could have a playoff game here, but again, they're hoping to get a bye, which would send them straight to the Final Four. But I guess there is the possibility of a first round.
The bye comes if you win the division?
So yeah, the 1 seed of the North and South get a bye, and the 2 and 3 seeds play each other. Mick Lejeski with a rip, but sails it.
So the winner of the division plays the winner of the 2 and 3 seed.
So one from the North and one from the South get byes. 2 and 3 will play. Probably, I imagine it's like North goes South and South goes North, and then whoever wins those two, then you've got the Final Four.
Yeah.
Another broken clear, Elliott to Michael Lejeski, and this time he hits. Same exact shot, same exact place. This time it's on target. Mike Lejeski with the first 2 goals of the fourth. And
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah, Mustangs now taking a commanding 12-5 lead as Stanford kind of running out of gas.
13, right?
13-5, excuse me.
The hill's getting pretty tall to climb here.
Yeah, we're going to see I think we're going to see the floodgates open here at this point.
I hope so.
Hanley not out on the face, so that's a indication right there. Beniam.
He's done really well on the face, and he probably deserves a break.
Yeah. That's Huff. Couldn't win it cleanly, but got it over to Flaherty. So that's another face-off win for the Mustangs. And nice day for the senior, Beniam Huff. Flaherty probing the defense. Gets through traffic, takes a little
bad
shovel
shot. But a good save.
Good save, yeah. Good save from Yasalino. But again, Cardinal can't get the ground ball. Hazlitt corrals it and then
that's quite a dangerous
unwisely
dish.
Just chucks it into the middle of the field, which you never want to do.
There you go. So that's Cal Poly 97.
Luke Humphrey.
He's a freshman.
Yeah, don't know that I've called his name this season, so.
Well, here we go.
And from the celebration on the sideline, I think that might be his first goal of his Cal Poly career.
He may be a bench favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, so that all started with Hazlitt, who's had a really nice game but made a really poor decision, was picked up the ground ball on his defensive end, was in traffic, and kind of chucked it behind him in front of the goal. That looks something like my 805 Sharks high school team might do. Hanley driving the ball himself, taking it himself. Can't get much of mustard on it. Just another dime from Hippensteel. Man, that kid outlet pass as well.
I think that shot was a frustration shot. Okay.
And the transition.
It's a pylon.
I think that was Heckman on the goal.
Hang on. Oh, Stanford's calling timeout.
Yeah, the floodgates have opened. Yeah, that all started with Hippensteel. It was Hanley, who's admittedly probably exhausted and just trying to make something happen, but wasn't able to get anything on the shot. Bounced it, easy pluck for Hippensteel, who just dimes the outlet to the far sideline and leads the Cal Poly transition.
That's just being situationally aware as a goalie, and also your middy's breaking on a shot. Because if your middy's just standing flat-footed, he doesn't have a target, so he looks up. I think that's just good practicing of a team to, when a shot happens, your middies are breaking and looking for that quick transition.
Yeah, and I think at this point, again, it has been a bit of a frustrating season. Doesn't mean it's going to end that way. Cal Poly's got a chance to still win this league and make it to nationals. But I think you're seeing some of the frustration come out on the field and they're just having a good time running and gunning at this point. They haven't had, the goals haven't come easy this year. And they are glad to have some nice looks in transition. And Hippensteel's definitely helped that out. He's been excellent in that part of the game.
Well, I think that Stanford hasn't had much of a complex offense that's challenged the defense or the goalie per se. You've got some guys that can shoot. There's been a couple of good feeds and things, but it's been an individual offense that if a goal is locked in on the person with the ball, it's easy to save.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Jepson really probably trusts or wants many of this offensive crew to be taking the shots. He's really trying to get 2 or 3 different players to take those shots, and that's a hard thing to sustain against a good team.
Yeah. Hanley's not on the face-off.
That's Lyons for Cal Poly, but nobody can pick it up. Lyons finally gets it.
I think it's a play on. It got pushed. If Cal Poly comes up, Cal Poly ball.
Yeah, I don't know how that was a loose ball push, but I understand the call.
He called the play on, which is a mess.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna probably see some new faces out on the offensive end. Preston Runk with the ball.
I think so. Cal Poly, my guess is they're going to probably try to eat up a lot of the shot clock and just kind of let the game move.
I'm gonna contradict you on that one, Coach. I think they're gonna be firing away because it's
senior night.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys' opportunity that they probably haven't had a ton of this year. So I would expect a flurry of shots myself. Nope. Errant pass from the Mustangs, and the ball's going to Cardinal.
Oops, sorry. Stanford working hard on the clear and overthrows. Yeah. That's credit to the ride of being given them few options.
Yeah, the Cardinal definitely have not been able to solve the Mustang ride. It's not a 10-man, but it's pressure. They're pulling guys down in the middle of the field, making Cardinal make decisions under pressure, and so far it has been quite effective. Cardinal has switched into a zone just to try to probably break the momentum.
And keep them at bay.
Yeah, keep this one close. Oh, that was a good look. That was Spurlock trying to feed it into Cohen on the crease. Cohen had a nice opportunity there, but the goalie makes a good save.
The Mustangs right are keeping the poles from being able to cross the line, and they're holding tight on these middies after cross midfield. Okay, they broke it good. Well,
yep. Stanford are able to get the ball.
But if Stanford let themselves get in a settled situation, they push. Time is not on their side.
Yeah. Here's Cy with the ball. He's had a nice game. Oh.
Yeah.
That was a nice move. I can't believe the defender bit on that fake because he was in no place to actually shoot the ball. So he comes around. Let's see this on the replay. He's going to give him kind of a jump fake. There's no way he's taking that shot there because he was barely above GLE.
Right
but
GLE.
But it caused the defender to hesitate, and he was able to finish past Hippensteel. So nice goal from Cy. It's the first Cardinal goal in a while. Draws them within 9, but still a big deficit. Although the way again, back to the WCL playoff discussion, I mean, you could get into the situation where goal differential is important, right? So.
And who's in and out and who.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the first game for both of these teams in the WCLL South. So you really have no idea what's going to happen with that. So I'm sure that they're going to try to keep this as close as possible. The Mustangs are going to keep sending wave after wave of fresh guy at them to see if they can get some more goals. Piavis driving across the top, still in the zone for the Cardinal. Piavis weaves through the zone, fires a bouncer, which sails over the crossbar. Schultz over to Hughes. It's not a packed-in zone, so I feel like if you draw the guy outside, there's going to be a lot of openings on the inside for the Mustangs. Piavis. Oh,
wow. That just ricocheted around.
So that was Heckman that was able to corral the feed from Piavis. Puts on the spin move and shoots low to low.
Oh, he had it the whole time. I thought it bounced around.
Yeah, so that's Heckman earned that one, but just corralling that pass. Shot clock was winding down. They took a little risk and were able to get the benefit on that one. Cal Poly stretch it back out to a 10-goal lead, 16-6. Huff and Hanley.
Hanley wins handily.
Yeah, he's a solid player for sure. You would take him on your team.
Yep. So Stanford just doesn't have a team answer for Cal Poly's defense right now. You got a couple individuals that can make a move and shoot.
Yeah. It's been almost all Cy and Hanley offensively.
Yeah. He's complaining about a penalty. That's not how you're going to score.
Yeah, that's Hellman.
Did he get it? He scored it. Shuffle pass. It looked like it was behind GLE when he shot it.
Was that Cy on the backhanded shot?
Yep. Over the top move.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it was behind GLE. His feet were.
Yeah, that's a hell of a game. Kid's got some game. That's Dash Cy with at least his third, probably fourth or fifth on the day.
I think Bobby had mentioned that they do swim moves over. That's their main moves on the offense. They just go up and over. He's a big guy, but got to be aware of that.
Lyons wins the face-off, flips it behind him. Oh, errant pass, but Hughes is able to pick up the ground ball. Good hustle play.
Got 4.5 minutes left.
Oh, Hughes.
He got it.
Hughes to Toole. Toole with a nice catch and quick turn and release. I don't even know if the goalie saw that one coming. So let's see this on the replay. Yep, again, taking advantage of that zone. A lot of openings in the crease as long as you can get the shot off quickly enough, and Toole is able to spin around and put that one in.
Well, I stand corrected that Cal Poly is not going to sit back and let the time run out.
Yeah, no, I don't think in a season of frustrations you kind of want to open the floodgates, right?
Take your victories when you can.
Yeah.
When you can get them.
Just a lot of these guys practice really hard and probably haven't had a ton of opportunity to play just because the games have been so close. There haven't been any blowout wins. Hughes takes the shot coming around GLE.
Still in.
Sails wide, doesn't quite go out of bounds. Cardinal pick it up. Dangerous pass into the center of the field. Oh, that's a flag down.
Is that a trip?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a trip call. I don't know that he actually touched him, but the guy went down. So
that's a 1 minuter. Depends on how he called it.
Oh, Huff with the solid defense.
That might be another flag that just got dropped right here.
See what we got. Yeah, so it's a trip that was down here on the Mustang offensive end. Huff with a good solid body check to dislodge the ball and at least stop that opportunity. So we're under 4 minutes in the game. 17-7 Mustangs.
I think the outcome is understood.
Yeah. Stanford gonna try to get one here on the EMO. Coming out in a 1-4-1 set. Now they flip-flop some cutters.
Staring a goalie down and shooting at him.
Yeah, that was Hellman. Not a lot of pace on that shot. Missed it wide. It's Hanley to Cy, who feeds.
Cal Poly in transition.
Yep. Hoffman dropped the ball and wasn't able to get the shot off.
Oh, he's hanging.
Yeah,
He got caught from behind.
Trail check.
Okay, Stanford's easy clear.
Cy comes up to get the ball.
Teams are all even.
Penalties cleared, so yeah, Mustangs back even strength.
And he gets it in.
Sy just taking it himself. Again, Cal Poly, they've only had one person score goals in the second half, but still late on the slide.
Showing that on film, I wouldn't even classify that as a slide.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't understand the tentativeness there when he's been the offense.
He's the only guy putting the ball in the cage. Yeah.
We had a goalie change at some point, Coach, that I didn't notice. So that's Gottschalk in the goal for the Mustangs. It's a freshman out of Brantford, Connecticut. Might be some of his first action of the season. So we do have some new defensive personnel out there.
My guess is everybody on Cal Poly's bench is going to get some grass stains on their uniform here tonight.
Yeah. So might explain some of the defensive miscommunication, but I think you're not on this team if you don't know how to slide. So, I mean, Sy, again, just a one-man show out there.
And I am not seeing a lot of movement on anybody else's part there on Stanford.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be one of those things where he's frustrated, he's got to make the play because nobody's moving, or it could be nobody's moving because they know he's not going to pass it. So.
Hey, see pop. Hey, talk through it. 20.
1 minute, 20 seconds.
Hey, Mitch, no ball watching.
Oh.
10.
Hanley dropped the ball temporarily, but got it back himself. Takes it himself.
He had 2 or 3 people on him.
That was a save, Gottschalk. Oh, errant pass, but Sy's able to corral it.
I think that this will be it because it's shot clock's not in effect.
There's a Cal Poly slide. The Mustang's gonna have one more run. Long outlet from Gottschalk. Gets to Humphrey. Hughes with the ball. See if the Mustangs want to take one last shot. Or if they're just going to be content to watch the clock run out on this one.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You guys count down pretty well.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Cal Poly Mustangs take the senior night victory here in San Luis Obispo, 17-8 over the Stanford Cardinal. Push themselves out to a little 2-game winning streak after their win in against Florida State on their trip back east. So good sign of things to come, and that sets Cal Poly up well for the WCL playoffs. I think that was their first WCL South game, so they're 1-0 and
take a commanding lead in the division, don't they?
Or at least rise to the top. Yeah, they'll get Dominican and Santa Clara in the next 2 weeks. I can't remember which one is which, but it's the next 2 Saturdays.
But they're away games, right?
Yes, away games, and that'll set them up and see where they come in at the seedings for the WCL playoffs. But yeah, the victory over Stanford really sets the stage, and hopefully they can get those next 2 victories and get a 1 seed going into the WCL playoffs. All right, well, for Sean O'Brien, this is Mark Lee, and thanks for joining us for the last couple hours. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you next time.
Arrivederci.
Thank you, Dallas.
It is the last home game. Last time they had a last home game.